All right, everybody, welcome back to Food for Thought. Today, I'm just gonna be preparing some bootleg chicken biryani because I had ordered some chicken biryani yesterday and I have some left over today, but there's not enough chicken in it, so I want to make some more. And I have some chicken here, and I got a bunch of spices over there as well. I'm not going to show them all to you because I'm really running low on time here. I don't have all the spices that I need, but I have a recipe here, and I just grabbed all the ones that I had, and we're basically just gonna make it. We're gonna try and make it. So first I'm going to cut up my chicken into small pieces because that's just how I want it. I want them in bite-sized chunks. I gotta move relatively quickly for this because I am running low on time. I got places to be. Just trying to make sure that these are all relatively the same size. I tried to record a food for thought while I was making breakfast this morning, but I'm not gonna end up posting that because the recording stopped 2 times while I was making the video because my phone ran out of storage, and I didn't realize until, like, both times I didn't realize until it had already stopped recording for a few minutes, so it's just super chopped up and weird, and I also couldn't even record the final bit of it because my phone ran out of storage. So I'm just not gonna post that one. But it's fine because I'm making this one. So I'll be posting this, obviously. As long as my recording doesn't stop like it did before, I'll probably be periodically checking that as time goes on, just to make sure that I'm not running out of storage again for some reason. But yeah, just got a bunch of skinless, boneless chicken thighs right here, which I'm going to be making it with. Now you might think this is a lot of chicken, but I measured it all out, and this is how much I need to hit my protein goal for the day. So that's what I'm going to do. Hit my protein goal. There we go. That's all the chicken cut up. Let's get that into the bowl. Like I said, I'm not going to be really, like, I guess you could say sort of it's a marination, but let me just wash my knife really quick. Sorry for the silence. I was getting focused there, but yeah. So this morning I just made simple garlic toast and eggs, actually, with some smoked salmon. I've never tried smoked salmon with garlic toast and eggs. I've never even tried garlic toast and eggs before, but it was good. I liked it. Tasty stuff, and I think that's a big portion of what home cooking is about. It's just working with what you got, right? So I'll be doing a shopping trip this weekend, obviously, which will help out quite a bit in my recipe selections that I have. There you go. Okay, I'm just gonna be eyeballing these. Well, I have a little bit of reference here, but yeah, we're just gonna be eyeballing the stuff here. First up, we got some chili powder. Gonna do about half of a teaspoon of this. Get that in there. I bought a bunch of new spices when I got back from reading week, so we're gonna be using a bunch of those today, which is very exciting. Okay, we got turmeric coming up next. Not too much of it, but quarter teaspoon in there. The recipe calls for garam masala and ginger paste, but I don't have that, as well as garlic, which I do have, but I don't have the garlic paste, which it's calling for, so I'm not gonna add that right now because I don't want to add garlic while I'm trying to cook the chicken and then have the garlic burn. That, I don't know if that would happen or not, but just in case, I do not want that to happen. So we got some lemon juice here. Just eyeballing that, to be honest, but we'll get that in there. Then it calls for some chilies, but I don't have any chilies, so we're gonna be using chili flakes, which hopefully work good enough. Don't see why they wouldn't. Haven't actually opened this yet, so you can't see, but I'm opening it up. There we go. We'll just eyeball this, I guess. I'm not too good with spice, so we'll leave it there. One cinnamon stick. I'm really not sure how much cinnamon that is, but I'm assuming that this is not supposed to be super cinnamony, so I'll just put a dash. And this is a good thing too about learning how to cook. I'm trying to learn how to cook, so I think that just testing out different things and understanding, trying to learn how different amount of seasonings and different ingredients affect a recipe. So it's actually, I don't think it's a terrible thing that I'm just kind of eyeballing it here, because then it's gonna help me learn. Cumin, I guess, it says cumin seeds, but I only have ground cumin, so, or, yeah, cumin. I believe that's how people say it. Not 100% sure, to be honest. Got about half of a teaspoon of that. There we go. Like I said, I'm not gonna be talking much because I'm trying to focus here on this recipe. So sorry that this is not really gonna be me talking about anything in specific, but more just focusing on the food. But that's what this is about. It's called food for thought, not just thought, right? Okay, now it's calling for some salt, which I have used before, believe it or not, so I think I'm good on that one. And then some coriander, and that will be it for now. Really don't know how much of this to put in, so, because I think he used fresh coriander, so we'll put in that much and see how it goes. Smells good. All right. I'm gonna put all of my ingredients, all of those spices away so that I can make room for myself here. Give me just one moment. Yeah, I'm going to a worship session tonight, and I'm already late, actually, which I did not predict was going to happen because I thought that I'd manage my time better, but I did not. So here we are. Let's mix up this chicken. With all the spices. While this is happening, I am going to turn on the heat on my wok. Probably, I don't know, medium to medium high. We'll just kind of winging it here, as you can see, as you can tell. So I'm gonna throw the chicken in the wok, cook it in there, and then basically just throw the chicken biryani on top after the chicken's cooked, just to warm it up, and that will be the meal. Looking pretty solid, to be honest. So we will leave that there for mixing, and I'm gonna now aim you towards the wok as it's heating up. Throw some oil in there. Healthy dose. Put that to the side just in case I need a little bit more, and I'm going to just pack up some of the stuff like this lemon juice that I had. I just squeezed this out of the half of a lemon now, and I'm just gonna put it in the fridge like that. I ended up freezing my lemons while I was on reading week, and I took them out now, and they're pretty soft, so I just juiced the whole thing, and I'm gonna just put the extra juice in the fridge there like you guys saw. And I'm trying to think if I should add anything else. You know, I might do with a little more garlic once the chicken is cooking through, so I will aim you guys towards my dicing here. And I'm just gonna crush this. And then dice it up a little bit. And I'll add this in once the chicken is basically cooked through. And we'll just get some nice aroma, flavor. This might be a little too much garlic, I don't really know, but there is a good chunk of the biryani rice left still. They gave me a huge portion, and I got a 2-for-1, like a buy one get one deal. So that was pretty good. All right, let's just get that off there. And I think chicken's gonna go into the pan here. It's all in one, there we go. And this will go in the sink, obviously. I'm gonna turn the heat up a little bit. Spread the chicken around. I want that heat pretty high because I'm trying to do this quickly, which might not be the best thing, but that's okay. Oh, sorry, you guys couldn't see that very well. Forgot to adjust the camera, so it's on me, but I'm just gonna let that cook down. And while that's cooking, I will talk about loving people even when it's hard. So for me, I get prideful, and it's easy for me, just as a person, as myself, to elevate myself above others, especially since becoming a Christian. It's easy to have pride in yourself and to think, oh, I'm, getting good at something. I'm starting to get some of the right habits down, and it's easy to become prideful and to think that you don't have pride. I'll show you guys the chicken biryani. There it is. Look, there's only like 2 pieces of chicken in there. Unbelievable. I think I shouldn't move this chicken around too much. Maybe just let it sit for a little bit and cook. But yeah, it's easy to see people doing things that you don't agree with, and then to think that you're better because you don't do those things. But that is such a dangerous mindset to have, because we're all flawed. We all do wrong, no matter what. We all sin. None of us are perfect. So to elevate yourself above someone else is very, how do you say, it's very arrogant, but easy to do. Especially, I don't know. You guys tell me if it's easy for you to do, but it's definitely easy for me to do. And when people, I don't know, say things, or when you get into arguments with just other people, it's important to try and love them like Jesus loved everyone. He would eat with the tax collectors and the prostitutes, and it's just knowing the love that Jesus has for you and trying to apply that in your own life and to try and be more like him is such an important thing, and it's so valuable. I'm focusing a little bit on this chicken for a sec. I'm not exactly sure how to tell when it's done in this scenario, because usually I look at the color, but it's a very different color because of all the spices, right? So I'm not exactly sure how to tell when it's done. I'll probably just take a piece out and cut it or something and see how it's looking. And maybe give it a little taste. But yeah, loving your neighbor as yourself is something very hard to do. And I was just thinking about this today. I was doing a Bible study with my one friend. Shout out to him. He's a super good guy. I love hanging out with him, and he's so wise already for his age. He's trying to become a pastor, and I wish him the best in that endeavor, in that journey. But anyway, that's beside the point. I was talking with him, and I was talking about how it's so easy for me to get angry at people that I perceive as doing me wrong. And I was telling him I find it so hard to not just like snap and to not lash out at those people. And he told me that you just have to have patience, and you just have to, want to help the other person. It's trying to see where the other person's coming from, trying to see their perspective is so important when you're dealing with disagreements and issues. It's so easy to point out the speck in the other person's eye, as Jesus would say, but ignore the log in your own. So to try and see from the other person's perspective where they're coming from, try to really put yourself in their shoes is something that I find is helpful, and to just ask God for guidance and for help is also something that I find very helpful as well. Just thinking about how Jesus lived, what he did for you, the fact that we are all sinners is a way that I find very helpful to it's a way that I find very helpful to to try and deal and to have patience when you're dealing with people that you disagree with or that you feel like are doing you wrong. Alright, just cut into that piece of chicken, which was like the biggest one there. And it's looking pretty good. I think I might take the heat down a touch, because those are going to keep cooking through slightly. As time goes on, I'm going to add in my my garlic here. And also, actually, really quick, I forgot about this. I want to add in some more onion into this. So let's quickly chop up some onion. Not too much. Just very rough chopping this. I like the flavor that this gives. I tried this at lunchtime. Yeah, I really like the flavor that the onions add. And the crunch as well. Alright. Let's toss these in the pan. Saute them up a bit, just release the flavors into the dish there with the chicken. I know you guys can't see it that well. I'm gonna adjust you. Give me 1 sec. And if you guys have any tips, cooking tips for me at all, I'm all ears. I'm trying to learn how to cook the best that I can. So yeah, I'd really appreciate any cooking tips you guys have. Leave that to sit for a second. Yeah, I don't really even know where I was going with that whole thing, talking about dealing with disagreements and stuff, but yeah, a big focus of the Bible study today that I had with my friend was just being not, like running away from pride, trying to not be prideful, because my friend said, the moment that you think you don't have pride, that's when it's in your eye. That's when, you can kind of confidently say, okay, I'm being prideful. And it's a never ending battle between trying to not be prideful and trying to not be prideful and being prideful. It's a never ending battle. But yeah, just be careful, because the moment you think, oh, this is all me, I'm not, the moment you think that you're the reason that stuff is going well, or you're the reason that whatever is happening, going right in your life, just check yourself a little bit, because pride is something that affects everyone and can be very dangerous if you let it. Creeps up on you. It's smelling really good, to be honest, so hopefully it tastes good as well. I might give one of those pieces of chicken a quick taste. Also a quick cut just to make sure that it's cooked. Oh yeah. That tastes really good, actually. Quite intense with the spices. Not spicy, but just the spices in general, but I like that actually. All right. I'm gonna get my actual chicken biryani in there now, and I'm gonna toss in some water when this goes in. Just because I don't want the rice to dry out a lot, because it's already old, relatively dry. So, yeah, I think I'll toss a bit in there. Just to steam it a little bit. And then we will cook this all down. Let that rice absorb some of the water so that it's not super dry. I don't know, I like my rice sticky basically in like any dish. I love like sushi rice that's really sticky. I don't know about you guys can tell me what you think. But it's kind of like no matter what, I like some sticky rice. You know, no matter what dish it's in. Got some naan here as well. No matter what dish it's in, I kind of love some sticky rice. So. Keep mixing this up. Just want to make sure that the dish is all nice and warm. And then I'll end up just emptying this out and throwing the naan on there for a couple seconds to warm it up as well. Let's get the plate ready. It's looking good. I'm excited. Give it a quick taste. See if it's warm enough. Getting there. Should stay on for a few more seconds. All right, so I will be getting a stainless steel pan very soon. I'm so blessed. My parents are getting me a stainless steel pan for my birthday, and it's a very nice one. And I'm just so grateful to them and to God, because, you know, this is going to be something that really helps me, because right now I only have nonstick in this wok. And to my knowledge, it's actually, you know, quite different using a stainless steel pan versus a nonstick. Like you guys see, for example, during when I, you know, make those steaks that I've made so far, I had to use a nonstick, which is actually not great for high temperature searing, because I don't know, it can mess with the nonstick coating, and I think it might actually it might be able to get in your food from that. I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on that, but yeah, not a good thing to have happen. So I'm super excited to have that stainless steel. Should be coming in about 5 days or so. Perfect. Let's get that onto the plate. Look at that. Wow. That is looking delicious. Smelling delicious. Tasting delicious. Everything's delicious. Okay, let's get the naan quickly into the pan, just for a tad bit of time. It's actually sticking to the tin foil. There we go. Get that on there. And wipe off the spoon into the plate. You guys can't see, but that's okay. And get cleaned up real quick here. Just a couple seconds in the pan there, getting it nice and crispy. But while that's going, I'll do the wrap up really quick for today's Food for Thought episode. So, today, talked about the sorry, just fixing this naan. We talked about how pride can sneak up on us. Talked about how to lead with love when we are in a disagreement with someone. We just need to remember what Jesus did for us, ask him for guidance, ask him for help, and he will give it to us. Just really remember how he treated us and try to, do the same. So, yeah, I thank you guys for watching. This was all over the place, I know, but here's some leftover chicken biryani. Just made the chicken up now, and ordered that chicken, all the rice and stuff yesterday. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next episode.